Let me just put this out there that I give good head to make up for the fact that I'm not good in the head.
Oh.
I still can't believe it. I can't believe men thought podcasts were a good idea. Their egos are so fragile, their masculinity is so fragile, that instead of having private conversations with their friends about these topics where they could say anything without repercussion, they decided in order to talk about their feelings, they needed to make it into a business. They thought the things they had to say was that important that they had to get professional video cameras, professional mics, a podcast area or studio, and they needed to talk for hours. And just out themselves as misogynists, and their fans who follow them, like, they really thought that was a good idea. That's so crazy to me. And the way they had an editor edit all of it, so they had to watch it through and then upload it, and it's uploaded online forever. That's so wild. Like, how can men run our world? Like, they are so much dumber than we ever thought. Like, that is just wild that they dug themselves so deep into this hole that they just prove time and time again how behind they are and how emotionally immature, and they are like caveman brain. They are not developed. Like, I can't believe they outed themselves like that. That is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. I just think that is the funniest thing. I can't believe they did that.
Wonder which podcast triggered this woman. Oh. She's actually doing the same thing on her phone. She spent over a minute addressing men over their podcasts. We move on.
If you want to find a good woman, you have to be good to women even when you don't want them. Now, before you fall down the rabbit hole of 304s and body count, let's be clear on what constitutes as being good to women you don't want. Stop dancing around breaking a woman's heart out of societal obligation. This ideology that you're to protect our feelings by forcing yours down serves absolutely nobody. Men, it is okay to date a woman and decide that she is not for you. In fact, that's the entire purpose of dating, okay? Society tries to obligate men into relationships that don't serve the man or the woman because women feel entitled to commitment based off of time invested. When you cut ties with somebody you don't see a future with, you are sparing both you guys the suffering of the back and forth, the disrespect, resentment, cheating, lying, etc. She might not get it at first, but you were good to that woman because you cut her free to find what is for her. Where is that you determine a woman isn't for you and you keep wasting her time and conditioning her into being used for her body. Then you hop online and complain about how all women are ran through while actively running through women. You don't get to complain about a problem that you create and expect to be blessed with the exception. Your penis does not entitle you to absolution of your karma. It's not about gender or feminism. It's the law of attraction. You will get what's due to you. And if you are treating women bad, that is going to come in the form of a bad woman.
You know what triggers most of them out there? The moment you start talking about the body count, them being run through, I can assure you, those are conversations that they don't like. Oh.
And just to let you know, we don't need y'all.
Oh.
We want y'all, but we don't need you.
20 years later.
Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, kings, and most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you.
And most importantly, we need you.
She was nice, like I got 2 wines off her. She was laying, like, just help her brother out and just please share the platform. Like, I wouldn't be doing this, but she was just so laying. Like,
If you want to know if you should be in this guy's life, just ask yourself this. Would I let my daughter be with a guy like that? Yeah, that's what I thought.
What, babe, what? I just think it's funny.
No,
How?
stop.
You're not gonna
Stop.
let me talk?
Stop. Don't
Oh
even.
yeah.
What are you doing?
No.
He's managed to escape it.
Babe,
Run.
let me talk.
Yeah. What an escape that is.
If a man can make you laugh and he's funny, that's like bonus 10 points right there. Like, I don't care if you're a 5, a 4, if you're funny and you're making me laugh the whole time, that's like, I love you.
That's the chemistry, baby. That's the chemistry. That's the chemistry. Oh yeah. Oh. That's what they mean, actually.
A gold digger is someone who takes your money and runs. A woman who wants to marry a man with money is not a gold digger. She's just a smart one.
And what do we call that? Oh, people with that mindset, wired with that mindset, what do you call them? What are they called again? Smart?
Woman. Because marrying a man with money means you're automatically in a safer neighborhood. You have better options for schools for your kids. You can send your kids to college. It's not just, oh, I get a Chanel bag or a Birkin. No, it's also just a better lifestyle, a more secure lifestyle, and a better life for your kids overall. So this idea that if a woman wants to marry a provider man, she's automatically a gold digger. No, I'm now a believer that that's just a psyop by broke men. No. It's never been like that. Throughout history, every woman and everyone, when women used to be married off by their families were looking for the richest man possible to give them off to because they knew, even back then, hey, I want my daughter to be provided for and have a nice lifestyle. That's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only smart way to do it. Not just,
It doesn't make sense. I think it's still go digging.
I became a sex worker because I have problems with my health, and those problems at times not only stop me from being able to work a traditional job, but they also stop me from physically being able to function. Now, I understand some people may not understand or agree with what I do for work, and that is absolutely fine. There's this misconception that if you become an onion flans model, that it's immediately lucrative and that the money is super easy, and honestly, those things couldn't be farther from the truth. If you Google what the average salary is for an onion flans model, it's about £150 per month, which is just over $200 per month. It isn't immediately lucrative for everyone, and for some people it's never lucrative, which is fine. If you have a bigger social presence because you have the audience there to market to, yes, it can be instantly lucrative for you. However, it's also a business. If you earn over the tax threshold, you have to register as a sole trader or have a limited company. You pay your taxes. Like any other business that has growth and success, it can become lucrative. That's not out of the ordinary for businesses. Now, it still requires a lot of hours, so it isn't easy money. Firstly, you get cyberbullied every single day, which isn't great. Then you have to put a lot of hours in. I work about 12 hours a day, probably Monday to Saturday, if not Monday to Sunday, so nearly 7 days a week. Now, this comment was in the video that I put up about why I chose to do onion flans because it works better for my health. Now, there was people in the comments saying, but of course, onion flans is a lot of work. Isn't that harder for you than doing a 9 to 5? I understand that. However, I create my own schedule. So yes, I work a lot of hours. I work more than a 9 to 5 in regards to hours a day. But
when you start doing something that's wrong, as long as you're justifying the reason behind what you're doing, it becomes normal. So the moral compass here, it's questionable.